thank you for joining me on the show today, Barack Obama.
But I appreciate you having me on the show.
It's my pleasure. So we have a clip from one of your rallies. Let's show it. So the yes we can you're talking about is the change you're going to bring as president. How so?
We've heard a lot of talk about change this year. The question is, change to what?
Yes, that's what I asked you.
To me, change is a government that doesn't let banks and oil companies rip off the American people. Change is when we finally fix healthcare instead of just talking about it. Change is giving tax breaks to middle-class families instead of companies that send jobs overseas. Change is a president who brings people together.
Ah, I see. So how are you going to implement these changes?
In the past few weeks, Wall Street's been rocked as banks closed and markets tumbled. But for many of you, the people I've met in town halls, backyards, and diners across America, our troubled economy isn't news. 600,000 Americans have lost their jobs since January. Paychecks are flat, and home values are falling. It's hard to pay for gas and groceries, and if you put it on a credit card, they've probably raised your rates. You're paying more than ever for health insurance that covers less and less. This isn't just a string of bad luck. The truth is that while you've been living up to your responsibilities, Washington has not. That's why we need change. Real change. This is no ordinary time, and it shouldn't be an ordinary election. But much of this campaign's been consumed by petty attacks and distractions that have nothing to do with you or how we get America back on track.
So how do we do that?
Here's what I believe we need to do. Reform our tax system to give a $1,000 tax break to the middle class instead of showering more on oil companies and corporations that outsource our jobs. End the anything goes culture on Wall Street with real regulation that protects your investments and pensions. Fast track a plan for energy made in America that will free us from our dependence on Mideast oil in 10 years and put millions of Americans to work. Crack down on lobbyists once and for all, so their backroom deal-making no longer drowns out the voices of the middle class and undermines our common interests as Americans. And yes, bring a responsible end to the war in Iraq, so we stop spending billions each month rebuilding their country when we should be rebuilding ours. Doing these things won't be easy, but we're Americans. We've met tough challenges before, and we can again.
I see. Well, that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you again, President Obama, for joining us, and good luck in the next 4 years. We'll see you next time.